How to plan your day for success as a real estate agent. There's no doubt that we are in one of the most stressful, reactionary industries that there are. So you can often find that most people that work in a estate agency, and I think there's a statistic around 85–86%, have felt extremely stressed by their day-to-day work in our industry. So how do you remain less stressed, more calm, and have more conviction? Well, the thing that I believe in, and I've said this on countless videos, is you've got to focus on what you can control. It's very easy to let the outside affect your inside. So if you do that, you become less effective, less productive, less proactive, less skillful. You're on the back foot, you lose your mind, you lose control, and then you lose the art of having great conversations, which is what estate agency is all about. No matter where you are in the world, it is all about being present, immersed in great conversations with your clients. So if you're not finding time to do that, you're going to be finding the time to look for another career, believe me, because I'm telling you right now, you've got to be in this to win this. And I know it sounds cheesy, but you've got to be in the conversations to convert the business. Now, what I'm saying by that, quite simply, is planning your day can be very, very, very challenging, especially if you don't have a method, a tool, a structure for doing so. There's loads of ideas out there. There's loads of things that work for people, spreadsheets, dashboards, everything there is out there. The one that's always worked for me over the years is a very simple paper diary, line down the middle, off you go across, and then I just always put my work into 4 sections. Now, when I was working in an estate agency day to day, this was one of the best ways I could operate. It allowed me to decipher the tasks, the actions and activities that were urgent, important versus not urgent, not important. And that is one of the things that we tend to see with clients that I mentor, train and coach, is they put too much importance on the D tasks or tasks 4, which are not urgent and they're not important. So they end up doing more stuff that doesn't take them closer to their goals, towards achieving things on a daily basis. So then they feel less effective in their work. And that's because they're spending too much time doing the things that they don't actually need to focus on. How many hours do we lose a day just from scrolling alone, right? I'm telling you right now, if you can get into this mode of constructively planning your day, looking at what success looks like, knowing what your objectives are, your tasks, your actions, putting them into a simple format, it's going to make a difference. So these tools, this tool here, these quadrants were used, and I first discovered them in a book by a guy called Stephen Covey, in his book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Now, if you want to be highly effective, it might be worth looking at the principles that he shared. So the first things first, in a estate agency, there's lots of people to speak to, there's lots of things you need to do. But where do they go in your day? Number 1 is urgent and important. These are the conversations that you need to have, because if you don't, there will be serious consequences. If you don't do these tasks that you've got around you, if you don't do these tasks, these are the tasks that will remain seriously consequential to your day, your business, your career, your goals, all of that. So you know what they are, right? So that's where they go. They go into number 1. So you would write them down as your goals to complete that day, as your actions, your activities. Make sure they are important and they are urgent. So you know that you've got to get those done. It's really important. They're all part of you achieving your goals. The second part for me, very, very simply, these are the conversations, the activities, the tasks that are not urgent, but they're still important. And these tend to be the kind of things like doing your call outs, doing your prospecting, making sure you're doing your follow-up conversations, things that aren't urgent, right? But they are important. They're important because they're going to help you towards your long-term goals. So these are the things that you can probably do a bit later in the day if you need to, or at a time that's more convenient, but you know that you need to get them done because they are still important. So you would put those things down here. And believe me, what you tend to find, and if I'm going to be completely honest, is that you'll have more here than you will here. the consequential, the majorly serious things, if you don't do them right then, there and now, you don't have that many of those, right? So don't pile yourself under pressure. You'll probably find a lot of the tasks aren't urgent, but they are important. So mapping out what they actually look like is really important for managing your time, to manage your day. This is what this is all about. It's about completing your tasks that are important and urgent on a daily basis. The other tasks that you could describe as urgent, so there's timelines, there's deadlines, but they're not actually important, can go into here. And when you put those tasks into here, you'll tend to find, because that's box number 3, you'll tend to find that you'll end up bringing some of those things into number 2. So you actually move things into tomorrow, move things into the following day, because you know that you've got a bit more time on your side to get those tasks, those actions done. Don't forget, if you're going to be in the top 1% of a state agency, you're going to find out that these things mainly involve great conversations. So for example, I've got people that are asking for coaching calls to understand whether they can work with me or I can work with them. They're calls that are being booked in for next week, the week after, and so on and so forth. They're not calls that I need to make today. They're not a priority ahead of the things that I need to execute today to know that I've completed my tasks, my actions for today, to feeling like I've achieved. Does that make sense? Good stuff, thank you. Now, we go on to not urgent, not important. I just think, if I'm honest, this is where a lot of people waste a hell of a lot of time. If you think most estate agents show up 8:30, 9 o'clock, they start their day, they finish at 5, 6, 7 o'clock in the evening, how many hours have they spent on things that don't have any bearing, any impact on their long-term, short-term, medium-term goals? They've just wasted their time. And what I'm saying to you is that you can probably find other people to do this stuff, especially if you're a business owner, where you can leverage your time to delegate these responsibilities, these tasks around the team or to around people that are actually more skilled in doing those things because they're not urgent, they're not important, and they're things that you might just need to do at some point further down the line. Yes, those days are important. Those days to do those things are important. The quicker you grow your career by having the greatest conversations, the quicker you're going to turn over more money, more profit. You're going to end up developing your business to hire people to take more of this stuff on. So as you grow your career, you spend your time mainly in these 2 boxes. Having the sharper, the more important, the more meaningful meetings, conversations, things like recruitment, attraction, all of that stuff would go into there. It's important, but it's not urgent. So we all get distracted. There you go. There's my idea to you, because in the first 5, 6, 7 years of me growing my estate agency business, working in it, immersed in it, it was so important that I managed myself and my time. I would lay there sometimes at night not knowing where to start. And that is a really easy way of looking at what you need to do and where those things need to go. Where are you prioritizing your work, your actions, your activities? So I'm sure you've enjoyed that. 28, 29 years of learning. It's helped me to develop tools, strategies, borrow them off of the likes of Stephen Covey, who I shared earlier. His stuff really does work if you've got the right mindset. So who am I? Well, like I said, I've had a long time doing this job, building myself up from a trainee to a trainer, to building an estate agency group, working with some of the best estate agents around the UK to scale and grow their careers, their businesses, their teams. And that's what I want to do with you. So continue to watch, like, subscribe, hit the notifications bell, come with me on this journey, check out the links, and you'll come forward no end by just implementation of what you learn on these videos. I look forward to sharing more with you soon.